Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax, and as you can see, I have a friend with me tonight. We are not having a full group session for our Sonno de Notte, and I'm actually sitting with someone who might be able to figure out what the translation of that title is. No one has been able to figure. No one has given me an answer on it yet. Um, but I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome to the channel. Tonight we dive into some Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages fun, and I'm going to pass the mic over to my dear friend, who is a fabulous individual, and she's going to tell you who she is and all about the charity we're fundraising for tonight, because
You
she.
are very bold to assume that I remember who I am at this time of day. Yeah.
That's fair. That one I will accept.
I spent all day playing my dog in a game, so
You know, it could be worse. You could be playing your cat.
it's true the cat would have been worse. But hi, my name's Kelly, mostly known online as the Opera Geek, and we are fundraising for Quest Accepted, which is the September push for the MS Society. And apparently I'm getting a dog on my desk because he wants to be there.
It's okay. He can definitely be there because we all know that Scotty. By the way, there's a stream counter for Scotty.
Oh boy.
Wait, there is a Scotty. There's a Scotty command, right? It's just Scotty. No, I'll find out what the command is. There's a
That's
counter.
okay.
There's a counter for Scotty.
But we are raising money for Quest Accepted, which, like I said, is the MS Society September push with TTRPG, RPG, and all that kind of related world content. Um, so basically, all of the donations help fund both research into a cure as well as supporting both people living with MS and their families, their caregivers, kids, the whole deal. And it's extremely important work. So I'm very happy to be fundraising for them.
Indeed, we are very happy to be fundraising for them. The link is in chat. Exclamation point donate should pop it up for anybody who wants to. And there are some nice incentives going around for this wonderful game tonight. A $10 donation can give. You can choose to give a automatic success to either me, the GM, because I definitely need them. I need them. Or you can even go to like Kelly, because she might, require successes, I guess.
I mean, the way I roll,
Yeah, but this is a. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, you could use them. They're here. They're there for you.
roll for not being clumsy. I immediately roll and trip and get staked through the heart by a table leg.
Well, we know that you're not going to end up staked through the heart tonight. At least
Yeah.
not long term.
Yeah. I might just need a nap for like 800 years.
Yeah, for a number of years. But also, we have a wonderful gift at the end of the game. The fabulous KY Hawkeye is giving away a GM screen that he is going to be making for this game.
Aw.
Also, Hawkeye reached out because he is a wonderful friend of the channel and a really great supporter of all of these wonderful things. And anybody, even if you don't win a GM screen tonight, we're gonna pull the winner at the end. But even if you don't, if you go onto his Etsy shop, gonna get the link. I will get the link and put it in chat. Even if you go onto his Etsy shop and use code, what is the code? I have the code. I have a code. If you use code all caps silly goose, you will get 20% off anything in his Etsy shop, and that 20% off everything that you take, the sale difference will go towards the MS Society as a donation,
Yay, which we love. Thank
which we love.
you.
Um, Also,
Was I supposed to be saying KY this whole time? Because I've just been saying Kai.
yeah, no, it's abbreviation of Kentucky Hawkeye.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
It's okay. He appreciates it. I'm sure he doesn't. He's not the person who's gonna get upset by that. But so if you can go ahead and reach out and donate. Oh wait, I have to fix one last thing as I look over and realize there's something missing from the overlay. Hey Kelly, chill for 30 seconds.
shill for stuff. What things that the MS Society donations can help with? Every $250 gets someone the ability to have an MS navigator, which is someone who can help those with recent diagnoses or newer navigate finding a doctor, dealing with the insurance companies, getting drug approvals, all that kind of thing. $1,000, somebody gets to modify their car so that they can keep their freedom of movement, even with any MS-related disability they might have. And 7,500, I think. Yep, 7,500 helps to fund a research fellow who is specializing in MS. So yes, we are happy when people donate. And if you can't donate, it's totally fine. I definitely understand the not being in a position to donate. Just share the link.
Share the link. Put it out there on the internet. And any bits or get donated tonight, I will throw into the total at the end of the day. Actually, this campaign will be staying up all week, for the whole week, and any of my random streams the rest of the week will also include this. And the reason we're shilling is because I realized I may have forgotten to add, the Tiltify to the overlay.
Oops. I mean, I've done that. I actually literally did that the other day, so on the BB's Place game, so don't worry about it. Just saying.
I'm just saying, like, there is one. I should, put it there. Oh, look. I fixed it. Boop. Boop. We fix it. Yep. So.
Oh, and by the way, because you were blatantly inviting me to do it, and then I didn't do it, do you not want them to know the translation of this?
Oh, you can.
Well, if I'm doing it right, it's a little sleep at night.
No, Lee, not in this case.
Oh, are you using dialects?
you are
Sicilian.
You are very close.
But the sleep at night I know is
right. Yeah. Technically, what she's
the night or whatever.
Yeah, the sleep and the night are correct. It's the Lee that's the difference.
Yeah, I know. But that's because you got to be Sicilian about it.
It's fine. It'll work. But yes, this is actually part tied. Let us dive in to our wonderful little game. So it is 1231 AD. That is an important distinction because at this point in time, well, a lot of vampires know that God may or may not exist. The Cappadocians are pretty sure that he did. Yes,
but we don't have to believe in him. It only encourages him.
Fair. And Cain may or may not, Cain probably does exist because a bunch of people can still say that they've met him. How related they are, well, that's a complicated issue. But it is 1231, and Frederick, it is now September. Frederick is now, what's the word I'm looking for? Holy Roman Emperor. And no longer excommunicated, because he and the Pope have,
they're best friends.
Well, at least in public. As much as they say. Oh, wait, we have a donation. Why did the alert not go off?
The alert box is having a lot of trouble with Tiltify, so.
Okay, well, that's fair. All right, so that's okay. I can do this. Yay!
I can do that.
Oh, wait. Kelly, someone was very kind and gave you
automatic success?
An automatic success.
Thank you, Pope.
Which gives you a free die, which is one success on the roll. So anytime you want to use it, you can. But that is Pope. Thank you, Pope. But with Frederick's and the Pope, the actual Pope, Gregory, getting back along, theoretically, the political situation has changed. No longer are there tensions among the kine focused on uh, their own issues, and now there's a wider look to everything. Um, it is actually later. Well, later. It's the 15th of September. The peace treaty was signed on the 9th, and there has been some interesting rumblings. With the peace treaty signature, one of the big things that has changed is that the Pope has pulled all of his troops away from Sicily and the southern Italy and back to Rome. And the focus and conversation among a number of vampire enclaves is the fact that, well, the Inquisition is now free to do and focus on other issues rather than, quote unquote, heretics of the church.
Auto de fe?
Oh, God damn it.
You know you want to say it.
I do. I also want to sing it, but we all know what's going to happen if I do. Warner Brothers are dicks. Mel Brooks is not.
You only have, as long as you stop before 8 bars.
No, it's not 8 bars.
Well, fine. Whatever. They copyright strike me on Mozart, so...
This is fair.
Yeah. Just saying.
Now, 8 bars is what it is in the law, but the bots will get it in 3 notes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that problem is. But...
we are not in Sicily.
We are not. Where are we?
We are in what probably is the middle of nowhere at this point.
No, it's a relatively civilized... Well, let me phrase that. If you're coming from anywhere in the Mediterranean, it is the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And bumblefuck. But for the middle of bumblefuck, it is relatively civilized.
Okay. Yeah. So I would assume fairly recently.
Yes, probably in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, been put up as a minor prince in Colchester, England, which is an old Roman town that is on the eastern side of England, basically positioned to the northeast of London. I could see them boats if they start sailing in, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In the remains of the Kingdom of Essex.
Essex. So yeah, that's what it is. I kind of get the feeling that, especially with all the stuff that's been happening in the Mediterranean, not a lot has been happening here.
Well, the only big...
As much.
The biggest concern that would be happening where you are is the concern that a number of people have had, that the consolidation of Frederick's power means a rise in power for the Holy Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And, the French are not necessarily happy about that, but...
Well, at this point, they have their own pope at the moment, right?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Right. It's only the 6th Crusade. Gregory is...
Oh, that's right.
All these wonderful fun things. We are... By the way, content warning. For everything for vampire. Side content warning. 2 history nerds together in a stream.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So.
Not really, though.
Not really. Not in... I'm frankly not in any way, shape, or form. But we are not that... We are not apologizing for that. But because of that, you have the... Okay, here you... Look, I don't
Oh,
have...
no, she rolled.
What did I roll?
I don't know. It says 49.
Oh,
are you going to kill me?
No, that was something else.
Okay.
Don't worry. No, I had to go back into another previous campaign and find a particular image because a particular important individual has his actual title now.
Ah, yes.
And since I used the same image for him in a later game, I had to bring him back. But with Colchester being on the East Coast, there's a concern about the Holy Roman Empire, a concern about the Franks refocusing,
Mm-hmm.
particularly, with Aquitaine being what it is. Um,
Not to mention that little sickness that's going around occasionally.
yeah, those are all little
I
problems.
mean, not that I care about that,
No, no,
but it
no.
definitely makes the food taste bad.
Yeah, and there are people who keep saying, like, you can actually catch the plague if you eat the people who are plague ridden.
I fail to see how this would actually happen to me, but we'll figure it out.
No, but remind the people at home what you look like because, it's a unique experience.
Well, at this point, um, definitely does not have as much of the manic energy that
Yep.
she had when she is seen in a prior game, which is in modern age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so definitely has the air of not quite boredom, and she is a quite tall, obviously pale,
Mm-hmm.
um, redhead with braiding through the hair. She's literally sitting on a throne with one leg thrown over it, and honestly, just waiting for something to happen that will. Hi, cat. Hi, that will give me something to do. Because much like people with ADHD, you probably shouldn't leave vampires bored,
No, you should not leave.
especially one of my type.
No, one of your type is should never be allowed to be bored.
And I should also point out to people, um, well, I should point out to you that I'm showing through the rolling dice window, but
Oh, well, I can
uh,
fix that.
that should I tell them what clan she is and all
Oh, go
that?
right ahead. I
Okay.
believe it might be important later.
Oh, possibly. So, you know, when somebody like Jason Carl tells you what you are, it's kind of a rule. That's what you have to be, you know. So I am a daughter of cacophony, which is a sub sect of the Toreador. But yes, that's me. She does look a little bit worse for wear at this point. Um, she's not quite as fastidious as she becomes in later years.
Yeah, I can believe that. So, it is a quiet night, for the most part, or at least when you rose, it was quiet. The majority of the city's kindred are, if not happy with your recent quote unquote promotion, not currently fighting you on it. For twofold. One, you definitely made sure that you were in control when you came to power. Um, we're not going to ask how big of a bloodletting it was. We just assume that it
I'm Mev's good at mindless violence.
mindless violence. Yeah, it may have been. There was a bit of a bloodletting.
She takes joy in it. You know, you have to be artistic.
You have to be artistic, and you are currently supported by the undisputed total ruler of Avalon, and there are very few people who will attempt to argue about any decision that was made by a gentleman by the name of Mithras.
I get the feeling, and I believe Mev would still also kind of have it in the back of her head. She might have just been the safe option, as might be, because, you know, she wasn't particularly aligned to anybody's faction. And as long as she's doing well under Mithras, she sees no reason not to, you know,
Mm-hmm. And
cooperate.
whether or not you were you were definitely not one of the people that he would have been displeased with,
Hmm.
and you're technically a local.
Yeah, it's less I think it's less like right for the job and more like this is someone I don't think anyone has problems with right now.
Yes, he's still
Kind of
dealing
thing.
with some of the problems of the fallout of the Roman invasion. All of these French vampires started coming and,
Yeah, that was fun.
thinking they had power. Um, and who could challenge him in anything they wanted. Uh, but the next question I have for you this
Hmm.
night: how does Maeve deal with the church?
Maeve treats the Catholic Church as useful idiots. They're good for amusement. They're good for dinner. And sometimes they're good to use for political power when, you can't be seen to do it yourself. Just saying. But yes, she doesn't exactly respect them.
Yes, that is an ongoing thing and an ongoing problem.
Hmm. So, I mean, I think the most involved she is with the church is with their musical creations.
Of which there is a currently a new piece gaining popularity.
Which one?
It's a liturgical, but it's actually not. I mean, it's quasi liturgical, but it might be more interesting to Maeve than most of the liturgical stuff.
Yes? Which one?
It's called a Carmina Burana.
Everybody's just gonna go, never mind. We're not gonna talk about what everybody's gonna do. It's a semi-liturgical text, but the actual Carmina Burana music was not written until
Yeah,
the 20th century.
the actual Carmina Burana music that we use today wasn't written until the 20th century. There is evidence that there was music at the time, but we don't know what it is because it wasn't recorded. The lyrical text was, and it's
She's very
quasi
amused by it.
including all the sex jokes.
Oh yeah.
I figured. I thought so somehow. It is indeed a lot of sex jokes and innuendo and blood.
Hmm.
There's like lots of violence referenced in there too. So much of it. But I think where we're going to focus in at this moment is with Maeve. Uh, in where does she receive her vassals?
In the Great Hall, which if I could move my chair, I could show you, but there's a cat on my lap.
And the cat
So
wins.
yeah. Can't turn past a certain point. So she is in the Great Hall. She doesn't have like, I mean, she knows that's the other thing she kind of thinks is ridiculous with the church is all the pomp and circumstance and overblown uniforms, as it were, and the assorted things that go along with it. So she's a little more not as ostentatious
Mm-hmm.
yet. Um, so she has her, quite large wooden chair. It's more a chair than a throne. And it's probably one of the ones that looks like it's carved out of a single tree. And she is currently lounging on said throne. This is where I receive people.
So you have the normal sycophants that make their appearance each night. The general appearance as expected. Um, a couple venture who seem to think that if they please you well enough, they will advance in Lord Mithras's appeal in eyes. Um, we both know that Mithras is kind of the opinion that anyone who's a Ventrue who's kissing up to anyone is a failure of a Ventrue. some toreadors who seem to try and approach you to help you, to encourage you to invest in their new production.
Speak.
They want to do a satyr play about the King of England.
Which one?
The current one.
My question stands.
Damn it, now is it Henry or is it his father?
I think it's Henry.
Listing of English monarchs.
Pretty sure it's Henry.
Just give me the year.
She is making reference to the fact that he doesn't run this place.
Yeah, of course not. He does not in any way, shape, or form run this place. Particularly because it's 1231 and it's technically Henry III.
Yes.
You know.
So you're looking to do a satirical political play?
Yes. With violence.
I mean, yes, but what is the premise of this play? Is it something that's going to get me in trouble if I help fund it?
Well, there's a pause because, you know, maybe.
I mean, you know, I'm always happy to invest in the arts, but generally I also require that the artists prove that they have created said art.
Well, we're going to be address it. You know, his father John is such an open story to use and compare him to.
Yes, he was special, wasn't he? Did such a good job.
And there may or not be reference to the question of whether or not Henry is his father's son.
That's kind of a boring old rumor. But I don't think that he would be upset if I funded this. I mean, I'm sure that he loves a good laugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much money are you asking for is the question.
A mere 100 sovereigns. Particularly after that debacle of an invasion in France.
And sidebar, Prax, at this point in her career,
Mm-hmm.
how much money would she have? Is she wealthy yet?
She is wealthy. Not as wealthy as she will be when we see her later.
When she uses the Metropolitan Museum of Art as a storage unit, yes.
But you definitely have enough to invest in the arts. You are old enough that you own a large amount of land. Well, through various proxies, own land in England.
So I have not, you know what I'm talking about, the
Tithes.
rents, tithes coming in,
Mm-hmm.
etc. Fine, and I would gesture to whoever handles my money
Yes.
because it's obviously not me.
Yeah. The question is it a vampire or a ghoul?
It's a vampire.
Okay. Obviously Ventru. Been with you for a while then. Definitely here for respected by both you and Mithras of a level of like he can. I'm sure he didn't necessarily come by himself, but may have been, you know, encouraged perhaps
Mm-hmm.
to attend to you, but has since definitely fallen into the you are a vampire worth Lord Mithras's recommendation. You know, you murder enough people and anyone
Yeah,
will
I know.
support you.
That's murder. Yeah, so I would gesture to them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll help you handle it. I don't ever actually touch money. It's boring.
I have a question for you.
Mm.
Is it just boring, or is it something else? Is it harmful? Does the touch of silver harm you?
I don't think it would so much. She just doesn't like it. It's
fair.
less harmful and more like irritating. Like a mild allergy. Not the gold, of course. Gold is fine.
Or gold is a
Gold
mild
is
allergy that perhaps one.
gold is hypoallergenic.
Yes. Yes. Your accountant, really.
Yes, what is my accountant's name?
William.
William.
And he is being added to the document now. There you go.
Right. Okay, well, William knows how to do all this stuff. I keep him around for the numbers and a decent conversation.
Yes. He is young enough to support you in various ways, but old enough to not be a problem.
Okay. I got it.
After
I would also be then holding him. I would have gotten their manuscript and I'm thumbing through their play.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's actually pretty good.
Can I make a few corrections?
Oh yes, you could add a little bit more to it to make it even better. It's definitely a very good pitch draft, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can see a couple places where they were like, we could go this far in this joke, but maybe we should tone it down so we don't piss off too many political people, or we could go further. You know, they were trying to figure out where that line was, both with you and, you know.
And these are humans or these are vampires?
It is headed by two Toreador, who are only barely 150 if that, younglings. Quasi-Norman? I mean, they're Normans. They're post-invasion, but they're still Normans.
I have a question. You said you added William?
Yes, he's at the bottom of the document.
Not for me.
After the Colchester map.
Oh, right. That document.
Yeah, here. The one
I got it.
Yep. Everybody's in that.
Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, Excel, no, not a spreadsheet. A
slideshow.
Slideshow, yeah. Yep.
Pretty much. Let me see here. I want to see what William looks like. These aren't in alphabetical order.
No, they're in order he's 23.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I should put them in alphabetical order, but I'm
those pants are extremely tight, but okay. He likes tight pants.
Look,
that's okay.
I have work. I work on certain limitations.
Okay. Yeah, so she would be thumbing through the manuscript and basically scratching out, because she keeps a quill and ink by the chair.
Yeah.
Scratching out anything that she thinks does not work and correcting it. And she does this without asking because she does not comprehend the idea that they would object.
And if you cared to look, like, the two Toreador who are the head of this kind of theater troupe are one is like a little shocked, but the other is like a little star. He's got stars in his eyes. The prince has acknowledged his existence. This daughter of cacophony is looking at his script and making it better. It is going to be so, a little bit of that going
Oh,
on.
so he's like a Broadway fangirl.
Yeah.
Okay. Got
Mhm.
it. Got it.
You know.
Um, yeah. And so then she would just kind of eventually get done with the manuscript and sort of hand it back to them. I'm not sure, did they give me their names or did I even care to ask?
I don't know. Did you care to ask?
I will ask now. What are your names?
Bernard and Louise.
All right. Well, I've made a few additions to your ideas and crossed off several that just don't work, really. Um, so you may present it to me again once you have a new version,
Mm-hmm.
because of course you will not be performing something I've helped fund without me knowing what's in it.
Of course. And Luis is the fanboy and he is riveted. He's like, she touched it. We're gonna frame it. Everything that's you're like, you can just see in his face, like, everything that's in here is perfect and we'd have to do it everything exactly the way she said it because she is absolutely a god
And
tier.
what's the other guy's name?
Henri. No,
Henri?
Bernard.
Bernard.
Bernard is
Bernard,
like,
is your friend all right?
there's a look, and Bernard is very obviously Norman. A little bit taller than everyone, has the slightly Aquilian features, not quite Roman, but definitely Norman. Darker hair. He looks at Louise, looks back at you, and goes, he saw your performance last year and hopes to eventually reach the same levels of perfection.
Oh, that's nice. I'm sure that with time, she is directly addressing Louise. With time, I'm sure that, you might advance further.
Mm-hmm.
And now, do not let me detain you.
Yep. They take their hint and bowing leave. There are a couple other courtiers that are paying doing basic business. But the big thing, there's a moment at the door where William has, gone to look at the taking these two Toreador back outside, leading them away, and telling them exactly what they need to get this money that they want,
Mm-hmm.
what his expectations for the time frame is.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 weeks to get me a new script. I will bring it to her ladyship, and just like everything very, very detailed, all of the business arrangements to go through. And then there's, can I get you to roll me perception awareness?
Perception. Wow, I've got no awareness at all. Thanks.
Oh no, you should. Sorry. Oh, that
Yeah,
I know what happened. Hold on, I'll fix it. You don't have no awareness. You don't have a lot of awareness. You have some awareness. It's what happens when we went between 2 editions and I was updating all of your skills.
That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here we go. Let us see how this goes.
So 1 success.
Okay. I'm still saving the automatic because
You can. Oh wait, there's been a donation.
Oh.
So you have 2. No, you have a total of 3 successes, auto successes now.
So I will use one of them right now.
Okay.
So that I have 2 successes.
So you have 2 successes. There's a minor kerfluffle at the door, just enough of one that you're like, William would not usually allow that to happen, right? Like there's enough of a sound to be something that's actually at the door rather than William shoving whatever's causing the problem outside, dealing with it, and then bringing you the short version. He never edits information, but he will shorten information. He doesn't.
He understands my attention span.
Yeah, he understands both your attention span and how to phrase this politely, your response to over annoyance.
My temperament.
Yes, that's the word we were looking for, isn't it? I believe we should use that word, your temper. And with that,
So I see a kerfuffle at the door, and William has stepped out the door.
no, he's almost like he's trying to stop someone from coming in.
I have interest. I would stand up and make my way down the hall to see if I can at least see who William is kerfuffling with.
So it's not hard to do. Are you attempting to be quiet as you do this?
No.
No.
I'm not afraid.
Okay. So he would definitely hear you coming down. And as he does so, a individual, shall we say, of a very distinctive appearance, is attempting to kind of push his way in. The entire right side of his face is scarred. Horribly, horribly scarred. Bad burn scars. Short, kind of scruffy, dirty blonde hair. Wearing quasi robes and a large medallion. He is very distinctive looking.
I see the picture.
You do see the picture. And as William hears you, he will kind of slightly turn, and you just see him kind of like almost want to, that look on his face like he wants to use dominate, but he doesn't do it in your presence.
I assume you mean dominate the other guy.
Yeah,
not
no,
me.
no. He wasn't going to try and, he was not going to try and, he never tries to do that because he's not going to win. He doesn't have,
He's not stupid.
He's not stupid. But at the same time, he also knows not to do that without your permission. So he's like, gonna bite my tongue.
Who is this?
A representative, madam, who demands the Knights of Lazarus. The Knights of Lazarus are a actual order that does exist. And a whole bunch of Nosferatu have joined it.
I was about to say he's a Nosferatu.
Yeah. And a whole bunch of Nosferatu have joined it public, you know, they can go on campaign fully wrapped in whatever, and they can just walk around as publicly that way. And because of that, the Knights of Lazarus are very, walk this fine line of the kind, the humans, are aware of, I mean, at this time, most of the kind are aware of the existence of vampires. They don't know how many there are.
We're not exactly hiding ourselves.
You're not exactly hiding. No. There isn't a lot of hiding going on, and as long as, for the most part, nobody starts bathing in blood or, you know, wiping out entire villages, there's not a lot of pitchforks happening at the moment.
Without permission.
Without permission. Yes, of course. But the Knights of Lazarus are a holy order, and they are aligned with Gregory.
Hence my eye roll. I knew that the actual guys were Pope loyal, so.
Oh yeah, they're very Pope loyal.
Fanatics, you might say.
Even more so than the Templars.
Oh, good. Right. Well, don't just keep him out there. This is just embarrassing. I don't want everybody to see that we have him here. She'll just turn her back and kind of walk towards the chair again.
You can hear the two of them coming. Um, the Knight of Lazarus is shuffling kind of along. It's he probably has some sort of injury to the entire right side of his body, not
Mm-hmm.
just on his face, but like the entire side of his body. Um,
And he is Nosferatu, or he is human.
he is Nosferatu.
Okay.
He he um, he he also smells like the grave,
They
which
do, don't
may
they?
be or may not be the actual reason William was trying to stop him from entering and being like, I can bring her, we could go somewhere else. But no, there is now a stinky Knight of Lazarus.
Is it against your holy oath to take a bath?
It's an unfortunate um, curse of the blood.
Mm. Right, what do you want?
I am here to inform you and all. I am making my way across all of Avalon to do so. The Pope has called an inquisition on Sicily.
Why?
A demon.
And who did that?
Um, we are not aware at the moment. We assume heretics tied to Frederick. Some demon released in Palermo murdered every priest in their church and burned them on their altars. A night.
Inventively?
Hmm?
Inventively?
It was silent, and then there were piles of ash.
It's not that big. Right, so what does it have to do with me, though? I don't. I don't operate within your circles much.
His Holiness questions one such as yourself's presence ruling such a city.
Such a city. And by that you mean?
A dedicated bastion of Christianity such as Colchester being ruled by a heretic and a woman.
First, I paid for the church. It's very nice, it's very artistic. I paid for it. So I own it. And exactly why does he think that he has any right to, I assume, get rid of me? Which is quite laughable, to be honest. But I have been bored of late, so please do tell.
Heretics and sinners bring the demons to the world. It is obvious that the heresy that was Frederick's. And you just see him try to say something PC that's not, you know.
No, but he's best friends with your man now, isn't he?
My man?
The Pope.
His Holiness? Perhaps, but not for long. It's obvious that there is this allowance that Frederick has created in Palermo of allowing these foreigners and non-Christians to own power or land has brought such an abomination upon the world. It must be
And
rooted out.
what, pray tell? And she just kind of stretches.
Mhm.
What exactly does your puppet master want to do with me?
His Holiness requests that you abdicate your position in favor of a true child of the faith and acknowledge and support.
No, go on, please. I haven't had a good laugh in forever.
And this is all public, right? So there is a
Mm-hmm.
turning of a number of these other kindred in this space. It's
Mm-hmm.
really obvious at this point that people are like, ooh,
That just happened.
that just
Um,
happened. And
and I
they're,
would assume even the humans who might be in attendance as well. I assume I'm fairly decent to them, so
yeah,
I don't.
I mean, it's your choice on how decent you want to be to them. But yes, there are probably a number of humans, definitely landlords, um, who may, probably members of the various guilds and artisan
Mm-hmm.
guilds. Definitely, like the stonemasons guild would definitely make an appearance at some
Yeah, I
point
bought
during
that
the night.
church.
Yeah, you pay a lot for them.
So continue, please. By the way, I can't help but notice that you didn't even really bother giving me your name.
I
You
have,
have one.
as part of my order, I have sworn my oaths to God. There's no reason for me to introduce myself to the unholy.
Which god?
The God. The only one that exists.
That's presumptuous. You, well, William,
Your ladyship.
what would be better for a letter back to Gregory? Parchment or a box with the unnamed person's head?
Technically, he entered as a messenger, madam.
You never let me have any fun.
I am merely informing you of your options. Perhaps in left hand?
Right. Well,
Or his right hand? He couldn't be able to draw a sword then.
um, looking at him, do I sense that he is even usable in combat at this point?
Ooh, that would be a perception. Hmm. I will let you do your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You could do intelligence athletics,
Mm-hmm.
or you could do perception awareness. And you still have
Mm.
two successes.
Same amount of die in each.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do perception awareness because he hasn't concerned me enough to make me think of anything athletic.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3 successes. That's pretty good, actually. 3 successes. Um, he's not wearing an obvious weapon, but you think about how he walked in and that slight shuffle he had. It didn't sound like an actual limp.
Mm.
And you know the Knights of Lazarus are not entirely incompetent as military trainers, right? Like, they're not necessarily the best of the martial orders, but they're not the worst. I mean,
Actually, I do have one question for you, unnamed messenger. Why am I less holy than someone who reeks of the grave? Hmm?
I have forced.
Somebody with your blood is somehow more holy than me?
I have accepted Christ, acknowledged his divine wisdom, and taken holy orders in his name. I'm not a heretic or a heathen or a pagan.
Right, right. Yes, and I see you've listened so much to his sermons about not judging people. Well, in that case, you may go back to your master and tell him, thanks, but we're not interested.
This is your one opportunity.
I could say the same of you, and my patience is running out.
If I leave here without your abdication...
You've insulted me in my home. Even his protection can't cover you if you keep this up. You have a choice. Leave. Well, I guess it's a choice. You can leave on two legs or in pieces. There is no one chance from someone like your master. He's not holy. He is not divinely inspired. He is a politician. He's made a deal. And I fail to see how I'm any less competent. Well, I mean, I'm obviously more competent than he is. But I don't really ascribe to your church's ideas about women being in power. So my answer is, again, thanks. We're not interested.
He narrows his eyes at you.
Also, Pope points out what I was going to get around to, which was, does Mithras know this guy's here?
You could roll me a perception politics.
My cat is trying to eat the sleeves of this shirt right now. I'm not sure why. But perception who?
Politics.
Perception and Ooh, 7. So, wow, they put a fudge roller dice in here? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do that and then roll 1 extra.
Ooh, actually roll 2 extra. Wait, why did it roll 2D? Okay, so 6. Why did it roll those extra 2D10?
Oh, I don't know why I did that. I don't know.
So the fudge roller it's giving you extra.
I'm not doing a fudge roller, but either way.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. The 10 was going to explode anyways, so we'll take that 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, because the 1 negates one of those successes. 4 successes. Mithras hasn't played around with you, right? Like, he doesn't fuck around with you. He's treats you the same way he treats all of the princes of cities who have sworn to him. He doesn't, as long as you're not a Tremere or engaging in unspeakable necromantic acts. Necrophilia is a thing that he's not happy with.
Yeah, I mean, it's gross.
It is gross. He kind of has an issue about it. It'll become a bigger issue later. But right now, it's just that. And you're not a Tremere. And you're not... You deal with him fairly. If this guy had made any appearance to Mithras, Mithras would have sent you a note that basically
he wouldn't be here.
That basically would have said, somebody was being a dickhead. Don't worry, I ate him. That would have been the note. That's what Mithras does. He doesn't fuck around. For this guy to roll up on you and have the balls to do this, it's obvious that Mithras doesn't know that he's here.
Right.
But this Knight of Lazarus, he seems to think that Mithras would support him.
Oh, that's cute. Just because you steal someone's backstory for your religion doesn't mean he supports it. Anyway. I will stand up
Mm-hmm.
from the throne, chair, dais, and I would like to leverage all 5 of my presence points.
Oh, are you going for awe?
Or intimidation.
Yeah. Um, so you can use awe is the skill is the discipline skill,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably the one you're doing, but you can use it for either you can use it for intimidation purposes. You could also you also have dread gaze, which is you can frighten the crap out of him so badly that he would literally run around and have no he will if you roll high enough, he will even lose a turn and not be able to do anything for the next 3 rounds because he's so fucked up scared of you.
Okay, so I don't see awe.
It's not listed
Mm-hmm.
on there. It's
Okay.
what I didn't put the abilities in because I got tired.
Story of
I
my life.
I went to sleep and I'm acknowledge that, but that's okay. I have it all right here. Eh,
Okay.
It is so awe. What is what? I just need to know what the roll is. Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. What is the roll for awe? Why is okay? Here we go. Charisma plus expression.
All right, so that is 9d10.
Yep.
So, and another one.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. By the way, with 4 successes, your awe aura is going to affect 20 people in your space.
But not William, he's used to it.
No, it affects him. He is still now turned and he could use willpower to overcome it, but he's also used to it enough that he's not really fighting it because he doesn't he knows
He's
that
not afraid of me.
he's
I mean, he's afraid of me, but not
he
like
respects you,
yeah.
right? Like he respects you and he doesn't fear your reactions will be a target to him in this moment. He knows that he's so yeah, basically everybody else in this hall is now
wetting
absolutely
their pants.
riveted to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can appear stunningly beautiful, simply fascinating, or chillingly impressive. You're quite literally awesome.
Yep, I'm definitely going for the chillingly impressive.
Yep. And you now have total. Basically, you can now use this awe to overcome any add those successes to your intimidation roll or your expression roll, whichever you want to do with it.
So intimidation, and we're going to. So how many is it? 4. So that's I get to roll 9 dice again.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1, 2,
Not as
3,
good, but
4. Yeah, 4 successes.
and an automatic success. That's I have 3.
Yes, you're down to 2 now, so that would be you're down to 2 now.
That's what I mean. So I'm now at 1.
Yep, you're now at 1. So that's 5 successes. He is intimidated by you. If he physically could, he would probably piss his pants. But by the way, in this system, 5 successes is an exceptional success.
I know.
We like to remind people at home. What do you want as you're chillingly awesome and intimidating as fuck?
I would. Well, the first thing I would do is I would not now be completely unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
I would have intimidation tactics, which is what I call my sword.
Yeah,
with
having
me.
you having your sword in, like, maybe not wearing it, but like next to,
Near me.
leaning next to the throne, the arm of the chair,
Mm-hmm.
entirely accepted and probably expected, because, timeline.
So I would pick it up, and it's a rather large sword, but I'm pretty strong. So I will walk down the couple little steps until I'm right in front of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yep. You are also, what, you are like 6 feet tall,
6
right?
feet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're taller than he
She's
is.
Yeah, she's Celtic.
You're
Now,
you're you're taller than by like a good 3 or 4 inches.
I suggest, little man, that you go home and tell Daddy I don't care about his toys. Go away.
He does not bow. He almost, like, scuttles backwards a couple steps and then turns and we would call it power walking.
Oh, he's doing mall walking
Yeah, he's mall walking. He's
like
not
the old
quite
ladies.
running. He he's
Mm-hmm.
he's he's
Trying to preserve some sort of dignity.
yeah, there isn't any dignity left to be had. He doesn't have any. It's fully gone. Hello. That was another donation just came in for, thank you, Sphinx.
Aw,
You get 3 more.
No, but he's giving you presents.
Nobody's giving me
That's fine
presents.
by me.
I'm not getting any presents. It's okay. Um, you know what? Roll me a D100,
A
because
D100.
Sphinx put in that $30 donation for you. Let's see,
78.
78. He will trip on the lintel of the door as he's going out in that kind of awkward falling forward motion. So he doesn't fall on his face, but
Almost as if he's trying to take a step up that is definitely not expected when walking through a door and, catches his foot on it.
yep.
Hmm. That's embarrassing.
Very. But as he leaves this space,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should take the break here,
Okay.
because we can see where we come back some interesting things that might be happening. We'll stretch, bio, refresh. All of you at home have a great time. And again, don't forget that we are raising money for the MS Society. Quest accepted. We are currently at $65 on our current goal of $100. So we're working our way towards everything, everybody.
Yay.
But go ahead, stretch, bio, refresh. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, everyone, and we'll see you then. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you refreshed, you stretched, you bioed, you did all the important stuff. Well, we are still fundraising for the wonderful MS Society and Quest Accepted. We are currently at $65 of our $100 goal. Every $10 donated, you can choose to give a auto success to...
Advantage to me.
Look,
Just me.
you have 4
Only
right
me.
now. You have 4
Only
right
me.
now.
Me.
You can give them to me. Like, I have none. She has 4. That seems to be unfair. And I haven't rolled a single dice yet tonight. At all. Mostly...
I've rolled like 30.
Yeah, you've rolled a shit ton.
Yeah. So, I kicked him out.
You did kick him out. He tripped on his way out the door.
It was funny.
It was a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still off.
Oh my god, cat.
That's gonna count as a stream kitty sighting.
He's freaking half drunk still. So.
Hello, Bones.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd probably be killed. I'm gonna probably still be killed.
Yeah,
Go
fair.
ahead.
Black cat.
Yeah, especially when he's high because he tries to bite me, but he forgets to bite down, so he just holds his mouth on my arm. And now he's rubbing on my shoulder. Okay. Yes, so I sent him packing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that will have absolutely... No. Hi. He's actually doing the emote, everybody, so if you've got that emote, you better be using it.
Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. I was like...
So... I would look at William and be like, can you believe this?
Have you turned awe off, by the way?
I haven't yet, but I assume when I look at William, he's probably going to give me the look like, you left it on again.
Yeah, there is that look.
Oh, sorry. And I will turn it off.
Mm-hmm. There's a moment where he is used to it, so he doesn't entirely lose his composure. He's also a Ventru, and he went through training as a Ventru under Mithras, so he expects a certain level of like, I'm just going to be affected by awe by people more powerful than me at some point in my existence. It's a thing that I have to do. But he just kind of, would you like me to compose a missive to his lordship?
How long would it take me to actually get... I'm not quite as familiar with how fast I can travel. Maybe I'll go see him in person to let him know.
So
because that's going to go well for Gregory when I go to Mithras and tell him in person that Gregory's trying to usurp power from underneath him.
Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna... So it's 60... Well, hold on. Let us see what we can do. And then can I move that road?
Also, apologies, everyone. I'm not looking down at anything more interesting than ordering pizza for my husband. Because MS sucks, and sometimes it makes you not want to eat. And so he hasn't eaten all day. And I'm trying to get him something that will make him eat.
So
MS
it's
sucks.
roughly 60 miles.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite because, you know, that puts you in the heart of London and whatever. But yes, it is roughly 60 miles from Colchester to London.
And my abilities?
You have... What do you have? Hold on. You have a bunch of different things. So let me see what you... Where's your thing? Like, where's your thingy? Don't you have... You do have fortitude. So you don't have celerity.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't... You're not super fast. But you are faster than a human.
Okay.
and you don't have great athletics, but you also have horses.
Okay.
You would assume at least a week,
That's too long.
but it would probably take him closer to 2 weeks to get there.
Uh,
And any messenger that you send is, I mean, like, not a week. It's not a week. How long?
I was gonna say a week seems a bit far.
60 miles. You could do oh no, it would be, so roughly you could do 40 miles a day on horse.
Okay, so like a day and a half.
Yeah, the 50-mile ride is roughly 12 hours, but you can't ride during the day. You can't ride
And
during
no,
daylight
Pope,
hours.
we do not be mean to animals.
I mean, you're
This
schooling the horse is not necessarily mean. It actually can make it better and protect it from other injuries and diseases.
fine.
And you have
And I
the
have
animal,
one.
and
I
you
have
have
one who's all white, and his name is Binky.
you and you have animal kin, so you can bond with the horse on
I
an
am
emotional
bonded
level.
with this horse.
Yes.
And on this, so I would turn to William and just say, no, I think I might just go myself. What do you think? I think he would love to hear about this little project.
Mm. Would you like me to slow down the unfortunate individual who just fell out your door?
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, bits of him are already going to be falling off.
Yeah.
I think I let him keep his feet for right now. He's going to need them. But I will make sure that I walk past him as I head to the stable.
Mm-hmm.
And I would leave William in charge because I know I can trust him and he takes care of everything.
So would you
Um,
say that William is more of your seneschal than just
yeah.
your
Oh, yeah.
accountant? Okay.
At this point, we know each other well enough that he's probably the closest thing she has to a friend,
You know what?
except her horse.
I'm now I have feelings because we know William doesn't last.
I know. So, everybody, William looks like Sean Bean.
Except not. He's in the
Hmm.
dock.
Okay, so I would definitely make my way out to the stables, and on the way, I will make sure that he sees me cross his path.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, "Oh, you're still here."
He's mounting up, and
Mm.
it's obvious from his saddle that
Mhm.
he is, he is a knight. He has an armor, a actual armored saddle.
I have animal. Hmm.
You have animal kin. You have one dot in animal kin. You don't have animalism, but you have one dot in animal kin.
Okay. I would like to quite subtly tell his horse, take its time.
Technically, that would be animalism. Rather, animal kin is
Mm.
just, normal training with animals. But you do have Malpomene.
Mm-hmm.
Malpomene, Malpomene is unique because it could. I need to check. Oh, Highlands. The Highlands book, I believe, is where it is. Because I need to check if this is a thing because I believe in certain editions.
You know what? Don't worry about it.
What?
I'm just going to use an automatic success.
You're gonna use one of your automatic successes to have this happen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's not in that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, because I can't find it quickly, is roll Malpomene, which is, in your case, you can add the dots for Malpomene to manipulation and animal kin.
Manipulation. So 3, 4. 9. Again. Nope, wrong button. That's what I get for trying to have a macro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait. Okay, so the 7 and the 6 are gone. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So reroll the 10, because the 10s explode in the system.
Nah, it's a fail. But I have
Three.
I have my success.
You have and the automatic success. So you have
A
4
4.
successes. So with 4 successes, you can make friends with this horse. This horse is a horse, right? Like your horse Binky has been ghouled, so it's
Binky's special.
Binky's special. His intelligence has been raised, right? Like he is smarter. He's faster. He's not going to die of natural causes. He gets to be your friend for a very long period of time. This is a normal horse, but he understands you enough with Melpomene and animal kin, your 1 dot in animal kin, to sit. Just sits down and then just lies down. And if you have ever tried to get a horse to stand
up.
And Biggie can kick like a cat.
And I would like to point out, whether he knows it or not, because I don't know how these knights treat their horses, because I know some are nice, some are not. I like animals a lot better than people, and that includes other vampires. So if he were caught, say, being mean to the horse to make it stand up, that would give William an excuse to,
Technically, he's outside your house. Oh, wait, wait, what? Faye-san, welcome.
Faye.
Thank you for that wonderful donation. Brings us up to our, fulls our goal.
How many more advantages do I get?
3. Technically, I'll give you 4, because that 25 and a 35, you get 4 more.
Okay.
Thank you for that. That brings us to our, wait, why did it not up? Because of the way things.
Yay.
I hate, sometimes Tiltify doesn't update.
Yes, either way, the messenger is outside my house.
The messenger is outside of your house.
And he would be breaking a rule of the realm. So I would give me so much joy. I would turn to one of the stable hands who takes care of Binky.
Yep.
And just be like, be a dear and go tell William that there might possibly be some extra fun for him. And if he touches that horse, so much as touches it, beyond petting it, he'll be a guest for a while.
We are upping the goal to 150 because we made our goal.
So, then I would mount up on Binky and head off towards London.
You will not know until you come back whether or not what happens to that gentleman and his horse. But we will all find out. One of the rules we have in this game is that we don't have animal cruelty. But there might be other reasons why that Knight of Lazarus doesn't leave Colchester. So we'll just fade away as you mount up onto Binky. And with Binky being ghouled, you can do the overnight ride and make it to London before the sun rises.
Okay.
Which is going to be the important part here, right? Like...
Yeah, I'm just going to make sure I'm inside that door.
Because, yes, you can enter, and Mithras...
I would assume I would have some sort of ability to enter.
You are a sworn vassal to Mithras. You're recognizable to anybody he would have on duty, on guard. You can enter, of course, at this point, London is still a walled city. There is, however, the Porter's Gate is where most of the vampires make their way in and out of the city after the city gates have been closed. Mithras avoids the Tower of and most of the court areas, but he does have a very nicely established small, what we would consider small, fortified manor, maybe. You know, it can't really be called a castle because the Tower of London's down the street, but it's on the other side of the bridge, so,
You know.
it is. He
I would pass Binky off to one of the stable hands there, and I would get inside.
And
because Binky doesn't get hurt by the sunlight, right?
No, Binky is fine.
Oh, okay.
The thing about ghouls is that they are still alive. They just have vampire blood running through them. So
okay,
they get bonuses, but they're still alive. Okay. So they're not 100%. And you're not a gangrel, so technically you can't vamp an animal. There are certain editions where the gangrel could could fully turn an animal.
Vampire horse.
Yep.
Immediately I would just make a vampire bunny because Bunnicula is a thing. But anyway. That
would make Benifer a real thing too.
No, don't talk to me about Benifer. So yes, I would come in and I don't know, was the weather British weather?
It's British weather, but it's September, so it's pleasant. It wasn't like it was downpour rain or anything. It was damp and not cold. It's still a little warm. Yeah. Oh, and the Setites. The Setites would turn snakes.
And so I would get in there and shake off my cloak and everything else. And I'm assuming I would not want to carry a bladed weapon into him's house.
Given the hour, it's like an hour before dawn. This is we are now in the point of like you are being escorted to chambers because everyone will be falling into torpor. DCP. Mithras is probably already in torpor. He doesn't get to, he's gonna wake up later, and he may or may not, depending on who he's eaten that night, stay up later. It's a thing.
So yes, I would go take naps.
You would go and take there are full like blackout rooms and all of the space here. Again, you are a sworn vassal and prince of a city of his realm.
I have carte blanche. Not completely, but enough that I can just go plop onto a bed.
Yeah, you can go there's actually rooms set aside for you. There are ghouls on staff who are prepared to care for you, anything that you would need cared for throughout the day. They would take care of Binky for you, arrange appropriate attire if you didn't bring it with you.
I got on my horse and left, so definitely need appropriate attire.
Somebody might take your sword to, see if it needs tending, like one of the squires might do so, like a, sharpened blade, oil if it's necessary, that kind of thing. Fully expectation, even, the expectation that you would probably still have, like, you have guest right, even though you haven't been greeted as a guest because you're a long-standing vassal at this point. So you fall into torpor. The night.
A big important vampire takes naps.
Big important vampire takes naps. Big important vampires take lots of naps. That daylight problem. And as the sun sets, Faye, oh god.
That would be great. I would do that in a heartbeat. But yeah.
Oh, thank you, Faye. As the sun sets and you rise from torpor, there's a polite knock at the door. Again, it's kind of like a modified, what we would call quote unquote religious cell, not like a but like a nun cell or something, where it's a lot more luxurious, but there are no windows. and the door is reinforced and you can lock it from the inside. If for
Mm-hmm.
some reason that somebody was, to do something that would upset, to, attempt to be stupid and attack Mithras, these could be fortified locations. I'm sure that no one would ever try to do that.
No, that'd be silly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would get up, I would get dressed, and I assume he probably likes a little bit more formal attire than what I would normally be walking around in.
Formal in the sense that he's not, Mithras isn't judgy when it comes, like he's the true, if we wanted to think about him now, he's the definition of old money, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
if it fits well, if it's tailored to you, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be the
Mm-hmm.
height of this fashionista brand. It needs to be
Mm-hmm.
well maintained, well fit,
Yeah.
lacking blood stains.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would definitely make them give me a bath, or
Mm-hmm.
at least draw me a bath. They don't have to give me a bath. I am a grown ass woman. I can give myself a bath.
But there are ladies' maids who are willing to do so if you wish one.
They can just uh braid my hair. Um
Yes, they will make your hair court presentable.
all right, so I would
There
get on court attire.
there's a very important question that these
Mm-hmm.
ladies, however, would ask for you if you wish hose and trousers or a dress. There is no assumption either way. There is purely an informational question.
We need to make a dress that is cut out in the front so I can wear trousers.
Of course, madam, a riding skirt.
Thank you.
And and your knives. You aren't allowed to bring a sword into Mithras's
Mm-hmm.
presence. Not that it really matters. He has Dominate 7. And but you can bring your knife. It's the expectation of,
Okay.
the,
Yep.
the
So I would do the equivalent of swooshing
yes,
dramatically.
down the hallway.
I
Um,
assume somebody would have already told him I was here. So.
yeah, his seneschal would have made that announcement. Also, one of the ghouls would say, Lord Mistress wishes to meet you for a private audience in his study chambers.
Right. I would find my way to the study chambers.
Mm-hmm.
And I would knock politely because I don't just walk in.
No. You were announced. There is an attendant at the door. If this was any, like, human castle, perhaps this would be a guard at the door. But everybody in this building is less powerful than Mithras, so
So,
it's like, you're there to just knock and announce people, right? That's what you do.
mhm.
And Mithras is seated in his study, and you've probably been here before. I mean, he has private audiences with those he considers important, or at least respectable. He is, by the way, also, or at least the modern interpretation of Mithras is also in the doc.
I saw him.
You did. He is seated in one of the two chairs in front of a large but not lit fireplace
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't want everybody to have frenzy checks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of candles around to just provide enough light.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small octagon wooden table in front of him, or like in between the two chairs, and he just kind of gestures for you to join him at the other chair.
My demeanor, which normally is quite laissez-faire,
Mhm.
it's not stiffly formal
Mm-hmm.
because he appointed me. He would know what I'm like,
Yes.
and so, but I would definitely be, I would show deference, and then I would go and have a seat in the chair.
Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming, given your rapid appearance, that something that you can't murder is wrong.
couldn't murder at the time, but that might have changed after I left.
Hmm.
I have a feeling I'm knowing how you're going to react to this, my lord. So you might want to remove anything. Oh, there goes the dog. Hold on.
Hi, Scotty. Hey, everybody. Scotty has been seen. And, oh wait, there's a Bones. We should also acknowledge Bones. Bones is now the center of attention, everyone. Please, 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 please acknowledge the existence of the dear Bones. He sits, he rules. Bones is now the vampire in charge of life. He is judging us. Of course he is. Oh no, now he's gone. Oh, sad day. But we are still fundraising for the MS Society, everyone. Every $10 donation is a auto success for either the Kelly or me. I would just like to point out that right now she has 5 and I have... No, she has 7 and I have none. I have none? Don't worry, we're
So
talking.
yes, everyone, that is what my dog does anytime the doorbell rings.
Yes.
Yeah, it's special. 10 inches tall, but he thinks he can.
So,
yeah.
So, Faye, just because I'm playing Mithras, and Mithras has dominate 7 at this point in the timeline, doesn't mean I don't deserve auto successes. I feel like that's an important point to make out. But yes.
All right. So I would continue where I was rudely interrupted by a small borker.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say, I'm sure that you will only react with calm demeanor, but I would advise you to get any expensive vintages out of your reach.
There is a sharp eyebrow raise because, again, he knows you're not stupid. If you think he's going to throw something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He kind of glances around. There isn't a decanter on the table, but there is a glass in his hand. Mm-hmm. Like an actual glass. Not just a goblet, but an actual glass.
He's only allowed to throw that if he says, "What is a man?"
Yes. And he sets it down very carefully. And picks up a just block of wood that's in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
I received an envoy yesterday in my great hall without announcement. It was one of those nights of Lazarus. Nosferatu. A little bit full of himself. Sent here by the Pope.
I am familiar with the type.
Mm-hmm. So, and this is the part where you might get a little angry. The Pope is actively trying to undermine your princes and remove them and install his own people. He asked me to step down.
There is just
She'll just lean back and watch.
There is a crack that you can hear as you just see his hand just start to close and shatter around this log that was in the fireplace. And then he drops it down.
Oh, also because I'm a woman, apparently.
His face kind of looks at that like, why is that relevant?
And a heretic. He couldn't decide if I was a heretic or something else, or a pagan, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that I was much older than he is. And I'm older than his religion.
He puts down the piece of wood. He looks at the glass. He turns away from it. He picks up another piece of wood and just, through his hands, twists it in half. And they left your presence alive?
Oh, well, see, he had, I had in fact told William to bring him in because he was causing a kerfuffle at the door and he was half leper, so it just looked terrible. And you know how I am about that.
Guests, yes.
So, he had no style.
I'm impressed with your restraint.
I may have scared him a bit. A lot.
There's a look on his face like, okay, and?
And maybe the rest of the town at the same time. But I did specifically create an instance after, just before I left to come see you, where he is definitely going to be quite inconvenienced by the loss of body parts. But it happened after he left my hall.
Well then, if it happened after he left your home, it's not a violation of guest rights, and we have no problems.
Okay. But yes, apparently...
Why is Gregory... What a bullshit reason... He wouldn't have said bullshit. What asinine reason was given for this attempt at usurpation of power?
It appears that some unknown quantity has summoned a demon which has, unfortunately, killed all the priests on Sicily.
All of them on the island, or?
All of them.
Point of order, he didn't say the whole island, he said Palermo.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh, okay, so you are attempting to lie...
No, okay, fine. So all of the ones...
Like, you're going to try and lie to Mythos?
All the ones in the capital, at least. So, of course, this is being used as a reason to launch an inquisition.
Hunters. What do you feel about the asshole in Canterbury?
He can be useful. I mean, he has enough vices to play to, but he's easily bendable. Do you think he's involved with this?
How did any knight of Lazarus make his way across the channel?
With help. And the light bulb goes off in her head. She's like, huh. He would have had to have help, now wouldn't he?
Well, I'm assuming some method that he had to have of, well, getting here. Was he local?
No, did not appear to be.
Norman?
Yeah. No, he wasn't the Norman. William's Norman, right?
William's Norman.
Okay, yeah. No.
William's
French.
Norman and the two Toreadors were Normans.
French, maybe. I don't know.
Yes. French.
Either way, he gave me the same old drivel about how he's better than me because he has seen the light and all of that. And I need to step down because it is wrong for both a heretic and a woman to hold the position that you have granted me.
One, I'll deal with the second part of that issue in a moment, but two, don't you have to be a believer in their faith to be a heretic?
I mean, I just don't think they think of that first. I'm not sure they understand.
I know that there were things happening on Sicily. La Sombra was apparently arranging some politics. Rumor has it he wants an actual prince on the island rather than just him own self, but a demon.
I have no idea if the demon is still running amok.
I'm assuming a demon is still running amok.
and I have no idea who summoned it. They said that they think it was Frederick. I almost said Frederick. They think it was Frederick.
Quite sure Frederick isn't going to do anything on this island. He already won that war.
You've started to acquire dogs, my lord.
They're useful.
Very small, yappy ones.
The gangrels are training them. The royal family thinks they're useful as lapdogs. I think I have
see how that would work.
a bunch of gangrels who are going to tell me that what Henry does or does not do with this problem that he's getting involved with William Marshall.
Oh. Their politics are boring.
Frequently, but we have to know at least know what's going on.
But yes, that seems to be the long and short of it. And he was asked if he should send you a message, but I figured this was probably something you'd want to hear about in person.
I have 2 requests of you.
Go on.
You are currently on the move. You are unique in your position. I don't have a lot of daughters of cacophony on this island.
We are getting a bit rare.
It's this fucking Tremere.
Always the Tremere. I mean, she absolutely is just playing right into that. She's like, yes, always the Tremere.
I mean, it's entirely possible in this case it is. The Tremere maybe do want to use the Daughters of Cacophony in their horrible blood rituals because...
Tremere.
Reasons. They're busy stealing power. And you're currently mobile at the moment, and William is competent.
He's taking care of things, and I have Binky.
You do. And I kind of want to know how this will go. I'm going to request that you perhaps put an appearance in at Canterbury, and with a conversation with a gentleman there.
And see if he was aware of this?
And if he was, he doesn't need to stay alive.
And I have full permission to do what I want.
Yes.
She makes a note of that, just like the one that Ron Swanson holds up. So she has a permit. So to Canterbury, I'm not sure how long that would...
From Canterbury? Oh, well, you can go from, as we know from history, you can go from London to Canterbury in a night.
That's true.
Sorry, Thomas More.
I could leave now and get there just in time for their morning service.
I'm sure you could even get there for the midnight, so the 3 a.m. crazy.
Whatever that is. Lauds,
I think.
Yes. I don't understand the idea of waking yourself up every 3 hours. I just don't get it.
Particularly not to worship a god that
Stole your backstory, yes.
He doesn't say it, but he kind of laughs with you at that. It's like, yeah, he knows. It's like, okay, fine.
All right, so I would...
Oh, and, while I give you carte blanche to deal with it however you wish, if there's anything that might be useful, if you think there might be others who might be involved, send me that information before you go back home.
Do you have a list of anybody that you would like to see installed as the new Archbishop of Canterbury?
Oh, no. This one is what? He's only been there for a year and a half. I was getting around to it. I was busy dealing with Westminster. Henry keeps trying to threaten to,
Have fun. Well, his version of fun, anyway. Right. And she would stand up and definitely genuflect
Mm-hmm.
to him in deference because, I mean, this is definitely like a symbiotic relationship of one hand washing the other, but she does have respect for him and he's always treated her well.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go retrieve Binky
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to get to Canterbury in time to kick the door in for Lauds.
I mean, given what we've established about the time for how long it took you to get from
Mm-hmm.
Colchester to London, I'm going to assume that Binky can get there in an hour.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna time it though, so that it's at the start of the service.
So you're going to kick the
There's
door
a
in at 3
timing.
a.m.
The timing as soon as they start the service.
I feel like I need a roll from you in this one. I need a charisma performance as you kick this door in.
5 10.
Because I just feel like this is going to set the tone for how this goes.
Mm.
1, 2, 3 successes.
And 2 more.
You're going to spend 2 of yours? All right. So 5 to make it an exceptional success. Now you're only down to 5 successes.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm even going to just have I'm going to kick the door in, but I will also enter on Binky. I will ride Binky into their cathedral.
So you're going to do the kicking in of the door, but you're going to ride Binky in. So you like lean back and just kick the door in from the saddle.
Mm-hmm.
I love this moment. If anyone wants to draw it, please. Art of a 6-foot tall redhead riding a white horse in mostly a period appropriate attire, although a split skirt instead of a full gown, and kicking a door in of the cathedral at Canterbury.
I mean, what else did you expect, Pope? What do you mean 10,000% over the top? I don't have. There is no ceiling here.
Nope.
So I'd wait until I hear them start singing, and then I would make my entrance.
As you make your entrance,
At this time period, though, it would be the Archbishop and the monks. It would not be the people from the town at Lauds, right?
Probably not. There may be like 1 or 2 who are like uber dedicated who would go, but the majority of the population wouldn't.
Okay.
Because Canterbury by this point is a full city and not just the monastery that was there. So you would have the majority of the townsfolk wouldn't be there, but there might be like 1 uber dedicated widow who's like
enough to tell the whole town.
Yeah, enough to tell the whole town, but she's probably there because, her husband died in Crusade, and, as long as she keeps making those appearances being uber holy, no one's asking the question of why she hasn't gotten remarried yet.
And what is the current Archbishop's name?
Ooh, good question. I need to know. Look, I'm going to have to look it up because... Oh. Interesting.
I mean, his name's going to be Mud, but,
No. Well, we just had Richard the Grant die in part of this crusade. Here's where things get interesting. I was correct. I was correct. You do haven't. We're going to use this as a thing. So the official. Oh, we're going because of the way the timeline works and the way this actually happens in history and what you're doing. So we said that this was the 15th of September, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Richard the Grant had died on the 3rd of August.
Okay.
As of this moment, there is no official Archbishop of Canterbury yet. Ralph Neville isn't installed until the 22nd of September. the gentleman who would have been, we're going to put someone in between who,
I'm sure that politics are not at all at play in here.
no. So there is an interim general, would be, oh, this is even better. So Ralph Neville was the Bishop of Chichester,
Mm-hmm.
who was going to be, who was put forward and elected to be
Mm-hmm.
the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Mm-hmm.
Or he will be on the 22nd of September. But his election will be quashed by the Pope.
Yeah.
So I believe that this individual who is currently here is not Ralph Neville, it's someone else. I believe then we'll go with John, like every good Englishman.
Right. So, door kicked down.
John Gray.
Horse in cathedral.
Well, John Walter. John
Yes.
Walter. And, well then, door kicked down. There's a singing, a gentleman not in full Archbishop Reds, because he hasn't been officially elected the Archbishop of Canterbury yet, but enough whites and with red accents to give the impression that he will indeed be the new Archbishop. There are a number of sycophants who are there, but most importantly, from your perspective, can I get you to roll me a perception awareness, please?
Mm-hmm. I know this one. This is 9. That's not 9.
Ooh, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes already with 2 10s to reroll.
Nope. Nope.
So, 5 successes. There are a number of bodyguards, well, knights in armor who are attending louds, who are slightly closer to the gentleman in the robes of the Archbishop-elect. But you can recognize 2 of them are Knights of Lazarus, and the other 3 are Knights Hospitaller. All orders sworn to, both orders dedicated and sworn to the Pope. And there are a bunch of, you would also see, as you kick down this door, the horse riding in, you hear the clack. We all go back, have this momentary flashback to the scene in A Knight's Tale where...
yeah. Silliest movie, but...
Silliest movie, but a really great representation.
Enjoyable.
A really great representation of the vibe that was happening. Even if it is 100% anachronistic. Oh God, what's his name?
Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger, thank you. I was like, it's not Hector Rosario.
No.
I knew the H. Heath Ledger riding in, but picture a 6-foot-tall redhead in, and then on the,
with a giant sword hanging off the,
with a giant sword hanging off the side of the horse, and no pews at this point because that is,
later edition.
A later edition. But there are a number of others, like monks that are from the local Canterbury.
There's benches.
There are benches on the side, and they're who are in the choir, and the monks are in the choir. But there are a bunch of other monks, all of them who are turned to look at you. And 2 of like 2 or 3 of them recognize you. I mean, you have a very overwhelming presence, and you are in Colchester, which isn't really that far from
Canterbury.
And also important, you're a distinctive presence. But they don't look. They look concerned, but they also don't. You know, their reaction isn't reaching for weapons. The knights are reaching for weapons.
Yeah.
To put their hands on it, but
Oh, I don't think you want to do that, gentlemen. John, why don't you tell your dogs to drop the bone?
The bishop, because he's still technically a bishop, even though he's not an archbishop yet, turns and kind of gestures to his bodyguards to like wait, and goes like, by what right do you enter the sanctity of this holy space in such an abomination and vile manner? Where is your...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for you to complete a sentence that made sense to me.
That was the
that I cared about.
That was the GM about to sneeze.
I know. That's why I'm just like, I'm going to wait here.
Yeah. Get off, go, and leave this holy place, you vile creature.
Now, this guy is not from around here, so does
No, he's
he
not.
know?
He is full French. Like, you can tell in his voice, he is French, not Norman, not even Aquitaine. He is
French. Oh, goodness me! Has none of you told him how this works? I guess it could be fun.
The two monks who recognized you are backing the heck up.
I like to think that they're ones that I've like worked on manuscripts with. I let them go. One of them looks like Derek Jacobi, suspicious.
Yeah, with Derek Jacobi, and he just looks at you, goes, and slides out and moves over. Like, he's grabbing, like, the 2 or 3 young novices who are very obviously have no clue of what's going on and just pushing them out the door, right? Like, he's like, thanks for letting this go. We're gonna go. What? This looks like a thing. Not our thing. Thanks, bye.
Now then, I'll ask again. You must be new here. You know who I am?
A heathen who shall be burned at the stake. Seize her!
Oh, do try.
They're gonna try.
Because I did 2 of the exceptional rolls back to back.
You did. They're going to try. 2 of them have celerity. Joy.
Binky is definitely going to bite somebody.
Binky can definitely bite somebody. Well, fuck. It's not a success, but it's not a botch. 2. Okay, so he has 2 successes. 3. Okay, that's better. That's 2 successes and 2 successes. Fucking hell. 2 successes. I'm rolling a lot of 1s tonight, everybody. So 4 of them are coming at you, have drawn swords, and are attacking.
All right. I don't know how you want to do combat in this, or if we're just basically going to talk combat.
We're gonna popcorn combat because it can get very complicated. But you can tell me what you're gonna do, and if you have any special.
So first,
you don't have any celerity. You just have fortitude, so you don't have anything to worry about, like extra actions in a round. You can move and take an action in a round. Is what you can do.
Yeah, I mean basically. Well, I'm assuming I'm quicker than all of them.
Not necessarily. 2 of them have celerity.
Okay, so well, I'm quicker than some of them.
You're quicker than some of them. 2 of them have already moved, but they're a distance from you, so they have to get to you. So they've only made their 2 successes are to move right now, are moving towards you. Down, because they're, it's the Canterbury Cathedral. They're at one end, you're at the other, and they're on foot, and you're not.
I am going to give Binky the full reign.
Yes. I am here for all of this. Please continue.
Let's go show them how we greet people. Right? Very excited horse. and she is going to let him go full gallop, and she has her sword out now.
Yeah.
I would like to at least take off one person's head.
Oh yeah, there are 2 who failed their rolls.
Oh yeah,
Horribly.
so 2 heads.
Yes. Yeah. Just roll me a strength athletic. Wait. Do you? Hold up. Hold up.
Brawl.
Strength brawl. Because of the way this works. Strength brawl.
That's no success.
You rolled d6s instead of d10s.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say that's weird.
That's better. So 1, 2, 3 successes. You can definitely take one guy's head off.
Mm-hmm.
And you are into the backswing of the second guy. He's off put, and he's gonna fall over, but you don't take his head off.
I will laugh at him.
You can laugh at him. It is indeed laughable.
Laughing is a free action.
Always.
Now, would we like to start over?
No, now the gangrel want to fuck you up.
The gangrel?
Yeah, 2 of the Knights Hospitaller are a gangrel.
Oh, good.
You did take the head off of one of the Nosferatu.
Knights of Lazarus? Oh, the Nosferatu? Yeah.
You were Knights of Lazarus, yeah. But you know, you have a gangrel who wants to fuck you up, and he's gonna try and come at you with 2 successes and 2 10s. I get to re-roll. Yay! Yay! 3 successes. He's going to swing his sword up at you to take your leg off from the horse. He's attacking you, not the horse. Don't worry. Peek behind the curtain. The horse is safe. This is your.
I have plot armor.
You do have plot armor, but you can still get hurt.
Yes, but if I recall correctly, especially since we're getting closer to the end.
Yep.
I still have 3 successes, or 4.
You have 4.
I would like to use 4 successes.
You would like to use all 4 of your successes to
both not get my leg chopped off and to chop his head off.
Yep. So what you can do is to not get hurt at all. You can roll your fortitude plus just roll straight fortitude, and as many successes as you get with that with soak. Well, no, you don't even need to. You have enough fortitude. You can just straight soak
and Binky definitely bit him too.
Binky auto bites. Binky
auto bites.
Binky is inherently an auto biter. It's fine.
Okay.
Fortitude plus stamina. Yeah, but your fortitude and your stamina wouldn't even need to roll, just given your numbers. Looking at your sheet, you can soak it. You can soak it. And then you can use those auto successes to hit him take his head off. So now you're down. You've got 1 Knight of Lazarus knocked backwards. You've got another Knight Hospitaller gangrel who's looks like his let fangs fall and nails grow and is looking like he's gonna try and get to you, and he swings down to take your leg off. You kind of just shift out of the way and take his head off with your backswing. And describe what you're gonna do to the last 2 guys who are trying to get to you. Well, 1, because 1 is on his ass and has fallen afoul of Binky.
The one that is left, is he also gangrel or is he human?
He's also a gangrel, and he's trying to come at you, but he's also sees that Binky is a problem, and he doesn't want to get that close to an angry horse who auto bites.
You have a choice to make. Do you want to live? Or do you want to join your friend?
Are you going for intimidate?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and roll manipulation intimidation.
Okay. I will roll 8d10. What? Well, that's still... Yeah, that's weird. But 1 explodes.
Yes, the 10 explodes.
To nothing, but yeah.
To nothing. But you don't botch.
I don't botch,
You just don't succeed.
but he's like in his little frenzy already and does not.
Yeah, he's a little.
This dog is licking his lips and staring at PJ's pizza with. Oh, sorry, that's his hot dog roll. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be why Scotty's staring at it intently. So the gangrel's gonna try and hit you again. This one that is still alive that you missed. Ha! I rolled well.
Okay.
You've got 5 successes and 3 10s. I get to reroll. Okay, 5 successes. So he's going to swing at you. Now you have a choice. You can attempt to block him by rolling strength brawl, or you can attempt to just fall off the horse.
Fall off the horse?
Roll off. Artfully.
Roll off the horse?
You will take damage, but you will.
He's got 5 successes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to roll off of Binky's back and just kind of make sure I go under the swing and let Binky kick him.
And let Binky auto kick him.
And so, if you want to know, chat, what it looks like when a warhorse kicks, go look up the Lipizzaner stallions, and then imagine you're standing behind that.
Yeah. So Binky will kick this gangrel through.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to tell you from the peanut gallery that John Wick killed somebody with a horse. So
that is fair. I also believe it. So you will take damage. You'll take 3 bruised damage, which you can recover easily. And because he doesn't have a silver sword or anything like that, it's just a regular sword. He gets punted through the wood of the divider between the asp and the altar and the choir area, and falls backwards, leaving the kine. Well, then you realize this bishop is not 100% kine.
Do I have any awareness of what he might be?
You could roll for it.
Okay.
You would need either a perception. It would be a perception alertness.
Alertness or awareness?
Alertness. Awareness is, or excuse me, perception investigation. Perception investigation.
Perception investigation. Really? Okay.
You're trying to find out more information about him to see what you can do, but you're not.
That's 1 success.
1 success? That's all you needed. He has 2 things that are very unique about him. As he clutches that cross, heavy cross around his gold, bejeweled, very stylish. It's a Byzantine piece that we'll see in a couple hundred years in a very, very, very beautiful case on a small building on 82nd Street in 5th Avenue in Manhattan.
My storage unit.
Yeah, your storage unit. One of my personal favorite pieces.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
The sapphires are gorgeous.
So I say shiny, and then I pay attention to something else.
You do pay attention to something else. You realize someone ghouled a hunter with true faith.
That's not good.
No.
I don't suppose Mithras was bored enough to follow me.
What do you want Mithras to have been doing?
Well, I've just realized this, which means if I know it, Mithras definitely figures it out. He doesn't even have to do jack for it. I don't think he would like the idea of somebody ghouling a hunter with true faith.
Probably not. And while you can't determine who ghouled this individual just by,
He can.
he can get blood taste off of him. Yes, does have that skill. I'll allow it because I like it. It's fun. It's a nice little bit here. So I think it's that level of like, you kick the door down, there's this fight that happens, and then in the moment afterwards, as the Bishop John Walter grabs this cross to then starts looking at you and trying to, dedicate things, you hear the stride of boots with spurs.
I would lean in
you.
very, very close to the hunter
Mm-hmm.
and say, now you fucked up.
And because Mithras is many, many things. We know him as a powerhouse ruler, a fuck around and find out kind of guy, politician, controlling, dominate 7. But what many people forget is that before that, and what the cult of Mithras is most well known for, are some of the most badass fighters of all time.
Yep.
So, yeah, I like this idea of Mithras just walking in behind you while you were mounted on the horse and respecting you, but also using you as a distraction because it was good. It was very sound strategy.
It was good theater, so I would be fine with it.
It was good theater and sound strategy. And then just walks up and, as he walks by, kind of lets his dominate aura and the awe just kind of spread out around the room.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry he's going to hit you, but he's not asking you to do anything.
No, I'm just going to sit there with the smile on my face.
Mm-hmm. And he's just going to pat Binky and say, good job, Binky, as he walks by. And
everybody loves Binky.
Everybody loves Binky. And walks up to this this bishop who's trying to use true faith. The problem with true faith is it really doesn't work on somebody who was a god, is a god, questionable on that faith. Like, let's just leave that whole question alone. He has his own faith in himself, and he's like, yeah, I was the god, so fuck you. And we're going to close this moment of what's happening in Avalon as he reaches forward, puts his hand on this not fun dude's life, and leans forward and says, I'm going to enjoy this. And he reaches, and as he goes to bite, he goes, wait. Pulls the cross off with one finger and flicks it towards you.
Miney.
For your service, my lady.
Thank you.
And we leave as Mithras goes to Chowtown on this ghoul.
Somebody who doesn't exist anymore.
His entire lineage.
And he can do blood taste, and he knows everything.
He's going to know everything about this individual, and he's going to know who decided that it was a bright idea to ghoul an inquisitor with true faith.
Dun dun dun.
But we'll find out maybe when we might not know what happens to him in a moment. For a while. So we'll find out maybe in a while. But thank you all for being here.
Yay.
Thank you, Kelly, for coming and being and reprising your role as the wonderful Maeve. If you want to see what Maeve gets up to in 850 years, right? 12.
I have a gangrel bodyguard. I know that.
You do have a gangrel bodyguard.
But he's in a suit.
Yep, he is in a bunch of suits.
And I have a desk cannon. Let's not forget the desk cannon. The desk cannon is very important.
The desk cannon is very important. You also have a storage unit that is the Metropolitan
Museum of Art.
For those of you wondering, that the wonderful, powerful Kelly is officially the Prince of New York, according to both me and certain other members of the Vampire the Masquerade community, including other people who Kelly gets to name drop, but I don't.
I'm not that official. I'm an official daughter of cacophony
This is true.
via
But
Jason Carl. Just
this
not.
is true. But he acknowledged the post that you were the Prince of
Oh,
New
he
York.
did. Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh
Okay.
no, he commented. He said,
Oh,
yeah, he the original one. I'll go back to that. I'll find it and pull it
well,
up.
I'll find it. Don't worry.
But that it's not canon the same way, but it was acknowledged. I was like, okay, I'll take that. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for helping us raise money for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. I can say words.
It's a long day.
It is a long day, and thank you. We reached our goal of $100.
Yes.
I'm going to keep this campaign up for the rest of the week. And then next week there will be a different campaign because next week I have a different guest for Sunday. But first we're going to let Kelly tell you where you can find her and do all of the shilling stuff because Kelly is wonderful and we love her.
Well, I mean, I don't have too much to shill other than the MS event that we're doing the fundraiser for. I am going to be returning to Thetis and streaming more Dragon Age Inquisition, which I've never played before. This is my first time playing it. And I've gotten so distracted that I don't think I absolutely have not gone beyond Valhalla yet. I've been that distracted. I'm 30 hours in.
It's okay. That's not a surprise.
And so I will be doing that this week. I can't really, with 100% tell you other things, but just know that there are some really special guests who will be appearing later this month, hopefully, depending on scheduling. And the fundraiser goes through the end of the month, and it's always running on my channel. So yeah, that's me.
That is Kelly. Follow Kelly for all the wonderful, wonderful geeky fun and opera stuff because opera is good and she makes loud mouth.
I make
noises.
loud face noises.
There, that's the line. I couldn't say the line. I broke on the line. As for me, I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for helping us raise money for this wonderful charity. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who shared. We are also going to have a giveaway. Haha. And I can do the giveaway, right? Where's my little button? Give me the thing. Where is the giveaway button? I have one. Wait, where's my giveaway button?
Oh no.
Wait, where? Oh. Where did it go? But we are going to pull a random person from chat, and if you put you know where, yeah, I'm just gonna do it this way. I'm just gonna just do it.
I do it with a random number generator because I'm lazy.
Yeah, it's what I'm gonna do. Because my button is apparently not working. But please, everyone, just go ahead and type in vampire in chat if you are in chat. The winner will be getting a GM screen from the wonderful KY Hawkeye. KY Hawkeye. Also, anyone else who is in chat, Hawkeye is wonderfully donating his time. If you are in chat and you go to Hawkeye's Etsy store, he posted the link earlier. I'm going to go back and find it so that I can repost it. And if you use the code SillyGoose at the discount or at the checkout, there's the word, you will get a 20% off discount, and that 20% off difference is going to be donated to the actual MS Society. So we thank Hawkeye for that. Oh, see, he put it in himself. All right, so
there you go.
Everybody put the word vampire in chat so I can know that you're there, and then I can pull a random winner. Coldrake is making... That's as far as I can go. Because we can't go any further because...
DMCA.
DMCA. Also, hey everybody, for those of you who don't know, this is where I go on my side tangent rant. I would like to remind everyone in the internet that The United States Copyright and Patent Office has already declared that anything that is created using a significant portion of AI, whether that's art or text, cannot receive copyright protection and therefore cannot receive monetary compensation for. So, maybe don't use AI generators for anything you want to make money from.
Oh my God, Justin. Go ahead.
All right. So, anyone else? Anyone else? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Congratulations, Jim, other doc, for winning. I rolled randomly. So, congratulations to the wonderful Jim, other doc. If you message Hawkeye about that, the rest of you go ahead and use that discount code SILLYGOOSE so we can keep the good vibes rolling. Thank you again, Kelly, for being here and helping us tell this wonderful story. And I feel we need to send, I'll be back next Sunday with our next guest, the wonderfully incomparable Trooper SJP, to see what's going on in the Holy Roman Empire. I'm sure that nothing else is going wrong in Holy Roman Empire at the moment. And so we will see what that is like next week. I'm also going to be streaming like occasionally throughout the this week, just random pop-up streams as I try and rebuild up back my Genshin Impact account because my PlayStation account is frozen. Luckily, the only game that I don't have a physical copy of is Genshin. Otherwise, I would be really, really pissed. But we've done 2 streams and I'm already back to adventure level 17, so, you know, there's that. I was a lot higher. But for the rest of this week, whenever I stream, we're going to be continue donating for the raising money for the MS Society, and we'll go from there. But we're going to go raid over into Cybernation Uncensored because they are also playing some Vampire the Masquerade tonight, and we are going to send some undead love their way. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for the love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.